Hello, everyone, and welcome to Adobe Live. I'm Andrew Hockrattle.
And I'm Alex Lazaris.
We got it. Welcome. We are doing a very special Adobe Express Beta Bootcamp this week. Today is the last day. If you've been joining us the whole time, leave us a little ice cream cone in chat and let us know if you've seen the other 2 days of this bootcamp. Alex, who are you, what do you do, and what are we doing today? So a quick little overview. 3 questions.
Okay, I got it. First question, I'm Alex Lazaris. I run a design studio called Lazaris. We are Lazaris.com if you want to check out our work. I see Annika in chat. I want to see those ice creams and some memes in chat as well. Today we're going to be working on some brand bootcamp stuff inside of Express. We're going to bring brand guidelines in. You can go in and tweak it, sync it with your libraries, and then you can also collaborate in real time as well. So lots of goodies all in this beta.
Lots of goodies. So if you are a creative professional and you are working in Illustrator, if you are working in Photoshop, it's very easy to also work in Adobe Express Beta and collaborate with your clients. We are going to be doing a little bit of role play of designer client and showing you how you can use libraries, how you can use the power of Adobe Express to scale content and really help your clients build stuff out quicker, to understand their brand a lot better. And we'll give you some insight about how branding works, because Alex here is a branding whiz. So we'll show you a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of application, and a whole lot of fun here on Adobe Live. That was that cadence was good. It felt right. All right, let's hop in and let's hop into your screen and talk about where we will be existing today and how people can get there.
Yep. So first of all, I have a free brand guidelines template that you can grab. If you go to website, wearelazarus.com, and then go up to our resources tab and then click simple brand guidelines. Just grab that asset from Gumroad, and then you can use it. So essentially,
Boom.
I've got a stripped down version of it that we'll be using to start off our template today. You just go in here, suggested in the top row, boom. First thing there, you can't miss it. Click it in your new.express.adobe.com and go to your desktop. Well, that's where my download is. Simple brand guidelines template, and then upload it directly into the file. It'll take like just a couple of minutes. This is a stripped down version. It only has 4 pages in it, so I don't overload the system. I think it's 100 megabits upload limit right now.
Okay.
So that's just something to keep in mind when you're uploading something really big. This goes for your Photoshop, Illustrator files, and PDFs. So.
And what's cool is it's going to take this and it's not just like, here's a PNG. It's going to give us like specific things.
Yeah, exactly. And this, I've done this, last stream. There's some like little bugs where the type gets nudged over a little bit, but I do give you the guides already, so you can just nudge things back a little bit. So it's just kind of give you that shape layer.
Yep. And what's really cool is if you're missing a font, it's not going to throw it into the default Myriad or whatever.
Yeah.
It's going to try to replace it with the next close font, which is really cool. So even if the style changes a little bit, looks a little different, it will be a close font that is the closest font from Adobe Fonts that it will pull it over there for you automatically, which is really cool.
So we'll do a quick high level of what is in this template that you have to start. Again, this is the 4 pages just for this practice, but you've got your logos, do's, don'ts section, or really this is just don'ts. We'll mess up some logos in there for fun. Your color guide section, so you can import your colors from your libraries or do it manually if you want to. And then your type system to show some type ramp stuff. So that gives you a lot more flexibility there. And then you can start plopping in some photos and images to kind of create a mood board of sorts. And you can use Firefly if you want to kind of create mood boards to give examples to your clients around, hey, this is something that we're looking for, look, feel-wise, to get your brand consistent and looking great all the time.
That's cool. So you can do that with PDFs, which is really cool. But if you are working in Illustrator or Photoshop, you also can do it with an AI file. So if we want to pop over to my screen, all you need to do, again, is click right here on the start from your content. And that content can be, as you see there, a PDF, a PSD, or an AI file. And I'm going to come in here and do this slides. So this is something that I created over in Adobe Illustrator, and it is just some slides. So maybe some branded content that I've been working on that my client needs access to. I don't have to send them the AI file. I can get everything right here. So, I think the size is too big. All right, let me screen this down and we'll try it again. Let's hop back over and you can continue with your branding stuff.
Cool. So hopping back into my screen, here's just kind of like a simple brand guidelines that I built out in Illustrator. You can kind of see it's got logo guides, different sizes, different types of like variations, letting the client know you've got all these things at your disposal. Here's when to use it. Here's when to not use it. Here's your color palette. all these things you can add into your libraries. So if I wanted to, I could go grab this color thing, this rectangle, and then just do add fill color. I'm adding it to the Hawk and Laz color library. So you just grab all these little pieces, just click the plus button on your library section, add fill color, boom. Grab this. And then I'm gonna add the citron as like a pop color that we have. We also give them print colors and all that good stuff. We'll also throw in just a couple different logo marks. So we have those options as well.
And what's cool is as he's doing this, let's hop back over to my screen real quick. You can see that I'm in the Adobe Express beta and maybe I'm building a social media image. I have a shared library, and as you're doing this, they're literally showing up live. And so I can be working on something and be like, hey, I need that color, I need that asset, I need that logo. And you as the designer can collaborate with me in real time.
Yep.
And maybe this is set up as a template, maybe it's something that I'm throwing my photos in. It's super easy to go back and forth. And this is literally happening. Like he drags it and then 3, 2, 1, it is synced. So it literally is taking like 3 or 4 seconds, which is crazy. And then again, I can just click here and start adding that in. Let's say that I wanted this logo to be on a color background. I can click on the background and just set the background color. I can actually look in my Hawk and Laz colors. Let's go ahead and click on the plus. Boom. And there, all of my colors just went right in there. And we want this like hot, crazy chartreuse. Would this be a chartreuse?
Citron.
Citron. Okay, yeah, I'm down with citron. You can apply effects here, so I could do, maybe if I wanted it to be white, I could do a duotone and just make both of these white. Or I could ask Alex and say, hey, can I please have a white version of this logo? And you can upload it to the library.
It's in there for you.
Look at you go. Look at us, together at last collaborating. And the best thing about this is maybe I'm like, Alex, you know what? Maybe we want to make a little change to this document here, but I'm away from my computer. Yep. We are collaborating live on this, right?
Yep.
And that's a new feature here in Adobe Express Beta. You can collaborate live. So if he wanted to, he could hop in and we'll see his little cursor show up here in just a second. It is live collaboration. So as he moves something, as he moves his cursor around, there'll be a little button that's like Alex Lazaris, and he'll be able to collaborate on this with me, which is really cool. Okay. I cut you off.
No, you're
Okay.
good. Now I'm trying to jump into that.
All right. So live collaboration, you also can do animation. You can do video. You can do all kinds of things, and you can do multiple pages. So let's say that I wanted to add a page to this because Alex is going to work on the cover. I just click on Add Page, and it's going to add another page to our document. So if you hop over, there we go. There he is. Alex, purple.
Hi.
Feels on brand for you.
Thank you.
So live collaboration, which is really cool between the libraries, between Illustrator, Photoshop, and over here in Adobe Express Beta. It is all collaboration. It is all something that is helping you increase your workflows as a creative professional with your clients, which is really cool.
Let me just go in there and erase the background real quick.
I was saying, and while he does that, I could even add in an animation. And I think, let's see what happens if I add an animation to the object while you are removing the background. Let's see how live this live collaboration is. So I'm gonna do a nice little bungee here, and then out, we're gonna have it bungee on out. I also am gonna move it up a little bit. And then actually let's move it to the bottom. And then you let me know when that background is removed. Okay, so it removed the background of the object, and let's hit play. And that animation is still there. So I was moving it and adding animation while you were removing the background, and it updated live in real time with that collaboration. This is so fun. I always start demoing this and then just start having fun with how cool the real-time collaboration is.
No, it's great.
All right, so let's hop back and talk a little bit more about branding,
Okay.
and setting that up and how to kind of equip your clients for that. So let's hop to your screen and take a look at that template and continue on with branding knowledge.
So we can either grab it directly from our libraries, or we can copy paste the vectors directly in. So those of y'all who are not familiar with working in Express, and you are a seasoned vet in the design community, you can download all your Express files and it'll save it as PDFs or SVGs and all that good stuff for you. So you can do your logo creation in Express and pull it out, and then do all your actual design work in Illustrator if you need to like fine tune things. So you now can reverse that and upload your own vector images as well. So if I don't want to use the libraries feature, I can just copy paste the actual logo in directly, and then boom, place it in there. This is obviously a do's don'ts section, so we do want to kind of ruin it a little bit. So let's see here. What can I do on the don't section? Elements. I can put like brush strokes behind it. This brand is an interior design firm, and they're really elegant. So we want to make sure that we're not junkifying their brand.
Yes.
And so in the don't section, it's really important to add the junk to show them not to do that.
And someone is asking, will clients need to pay for Adobe in order to collaborate with me? I believe the answer is if you have an Adobe ID, Adobe Express is available for free. That would be a really good little jingle. So if you have an Adobe ID, Adobe Express is free to use. They can't collaborate with you. There are some little crowns. And so as you're looking over here in the media section, if we want to flip back over, if you're working with photos or a template and you ever see this little crown, that means it is a premium feature, which means you do need to be a Creative Cloud member. If you are a Creative Cloud member, guess what? That's right, it is just included. It's all there. You can use everything in there. So it's really great. Also, if you are using Adobe Express and maybe want to get feedback and you're working in Illustrator, Photoshop, Express all together, you can use Share for Review, or you can just share this with your client to get feedback. They can add comments and let you know what's going on there. But live collaboration, have them hop on in and make some stuff. See what happens. I need an in-depth from going from Illustrator to Express.
Easy.
Yeah, here's the in-depth that we're going to give you. I'm going to open up a file. So this file right here. So this is just color 1. I'm going to save this. So this is maybe a design that I have been working on. And we're going to save this as an AI file. And I'm just going to save it as color. Here's the in-depth workflow. You open Adobe Express after saving your Illustrator file. You click right here on Start from your content, and then click on Color and hit Open. And from there, dun 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 dun, it's uploading it to the cloud. And once it's in the cloud, it is going to convert it into an Express document. Once it's converted into an Express document, that's the workflow. That's the in-depth. I click on Open in Editor and watch what happens. Boom. All my shapes are in here. I can ungroup everything, and you can see now we've got all these individual pieces, and we can literally play around and create here in Adobe Express from the vectors that we just built in Illustrator. So I was asking, does it have to be a vector image? No, you can do this with Photoshop as well, and it will pull in each of the layers of Photoshop into that document with you as well, which is really cool. All right, back to branding.
Okay, so what I'm doing here, and if you're not familiar with Express, you have this Elements and Assets section. You can go in there, you can choose design assets, backgrounds, shapes, all these beautiful things, and you can quickly swap out assets. And for doing a don't section, it's really easy to grab stuff that will break your brand guidelines and throw it in. So that's kind of what we're doing right now, is we're just trying to show the world what not to do with these brands.
Yes.
And so what I'm doing here is just going into the shape layer. We got this flower petal thing. I'm gonna grab what we did with Voodoo Val a couple weeks ago. This color palette's from a different brand. I wanna show, don't do that. Don't pull somebody else's colors. Even though there's a lot of green in this Francis Harvey brand, we wanna make sure we're not just pulling in colors at willy-nilly levels. That's a new thing I'm gonna incorporate.
No willy-nillys. Absolutely not. So I am searching through for a PSD here that we can take a look at, because somebody asked, is it have to be a vector file? It does not have to be a vector file. It actually can be a PSD file as well. So I'm trying to find one. All right, cool. So this is a PSD file. These are some stickers that I made for some branding for a photographer who will be on Adobe Live on Monday, actually.
Oh.
And I can open this PSD. This file might be too large, but what it does basically is it changes the layers of your PSD into layers in Adobe Express. And I know that there are a lot of layers in this file, so it might actually be too big. Oh, it was not. So let's open an editor and see what happens. So over here, I can ungroup. Is this just one image? Oh, they are just multiple images. Great. Anyway, you can see that that PSD did have layers of the stickers. I think one is textured and one is untextured. And so it pulled in those layers for me right there. All right. continue. We're just going back and forth between branding and demo here. Chat, if you have questions, keep asking the questions because that's what we're here for, is to just show you how to do stuff.
Yeah, so what I'm doing right now is adding the do not add drop shadows section. And I can obviously do this in Photoshop. I can do this in Illustrator, but sometimes knowing the limits of the tool, like in Express, how I fake a drop shadow for this is just going in and then doing an adjustments layer on it, and then adding a blur and just making it kind of really not good for a brand. And then I'm just gonna pull down a duplicated layer on top of it, and then boom, drop shadow is engaged. And so that kind of really quickly, we're spinning up new logos all done within Express, and it gives us that flexibility to crank out guidelines really fast.
And this is stuff that like I would have usually done in Illustrator. That,
or
like,
InDesign.
Or InDesign, yeah. Doing it in Express to me is a really good back and forth. And it's really easy to update, have this accessible to the clients, and have it accessible so that, right, over on my screen, we're actually collaborating, I believe no, we're collaborating on a different file. But if I was working on these brand guidelines, I could very easily come in here and just copy this color and then bring it over to my project and paste it in. So super, super easy to be able to grab stuff and go back and forth and collaborate with your clients. This is a PSD that when I was talking about PSDs, this is a PSD that we created, and you can see all the layers are here and have converted over from that PSD into Adobe Express. So super easy, new.adobeexpress.com. You can test it out for yourself. Grab a PSD and see what happens.
Yeah, perfect. So what I'm doing now is I went into the document that Hawkratle's working on with me in real time. And what I'm going to start doing is just start making like social graphics and things like that that we can pull together in real time. So we've got the color palette in our library. We've got our logos in our templates as well. So I'm going to actually just grab like an interior design photo. So since this is an interior design business, I'm going to look for like photos of like house spaces or furniture.
Cool. And while you do that, I think I want it to be in a frame, so I'll just add a frame to it.
Cool.
Collaboration.
I'm just grabbing that, resizing it. I'm essentially just trying to plop things in and then let Andrew take it from there if needed. So this is, you know, if you're familiar with like working with Figma, these real-time collaborations just make getting that work done so much faster, and being able to do that in Express and bring your clients into the process or your team or, you know, collaborators. It's just a really, really great use of kind of getting work done.
And I'm going to group these in and then just pull them into the center right here. Perfect. Maybe we want to change the background color, and maybe you can add a logo in there.
Yeah.
So again, I can go to background color, and we do have that library. And so I can go to your stuff. We can go to brands and libraries, and then background color. I'm going to add in just that olive color. Oops. Right here. Ooh, olivey. That's looking good. And questions from chat. Guess what questions? We have chat for you. We have answers for your questions. Why would you use Adobe Express if you can do all of this in Illustrator? Because you can do it in Illustrator and bring it into Express and then collaborate with your clients. That's the big thing, is it's for one-stop shop. You also could do video. So let's say you can't do this in Illustrator.
You can schedule it to post your social stuff too.
Yes, yeah. So you can take it all, if you're working in Illustrator, bring it over here. Let's say I created this whole document in Illustrator. Great. I can group this, and then from here I can go to animation, and let's have this kind of fall down onto the wall. That looks really good. Let's do a little bit longer duration. Let's do a little less bounces. So now that comes in right there. I also could come over here, and now in Adobe Express, I could go to Media, and then I'm going to go to Audio and record voiceover. I have my little microphone here, and let's just do a voiceover. Here we go. Come in this summer to find the perfect stuff for your perfect apartment. All right, and so let's go ahead and add some music to that as well. And again, this is just a reason for me as a creative why I would use this outside of Illustrator. I'm gonna have Happy Family Loop. And from here, I'm gonna throw on my headphones so that I can hear what you all are hearing. And we couldn't have done this before, but Alex is designing, adding some more brand elements. And from our Illustrator document that we imported, this is what it is now. Come in this summer to find the perfect stuff for your
your perfect apartment.
So that's a reason why you would work in Adobe Express outside of Illustrator. I know that there are a lot of times we have our workflows in Illustrator, we have our workflows in Photoshop. Take them to the next level with Adobe Express. Bring it on over.
Yeah, and like honestly, the more tools you know, the more weapons you have to get work done or do it to get it done quicker or more efficiently or whatever you need to do.
Yep.
It's like, you know, you can build brand guidelines in Illustrator, you can build it in InDesign. Some people made them in Photoshop. However you need to do it, whatever's comfortable for you, the more you know, the better you'll be.
Yep. All right, we have a ton of questions coming in, so guess what? You keep going there. We're just gonna lightning round. I'll throw some quiz questions at you and see if you know the answers.
Oh God.
All right, question 1 for $100. Does the live sync work in the other direction from Adobe Express into other Adobe apps?
You're asking me if I know?
Yes. On the spot.
I don't know.
Okay,
I've never done it that
the
way.
answer is kind of no. The answer is mostly no, but a hack that you can do is you can actually export as a PDF when you download, and then take the PDF into Illustrator, and it will pull that back in. So 100%, that kind of is a workaround, not 100% yes. And someone's asking, if I use a professional image on there, would the client need an Adobe subscription? I believe it adds a water. No? I think no is the answer.
No.
I think no is the
If
answer.
you're using any assets that you're getting from Adobe stock through Express, you're good to use it if you have your Adobe Creative Cloud stuff. So you're good. There's no watermarks. If you're uploading an image with a watermark, it's going to have a watermark. If you're not, then it won't.
Yes, love it. Any risks we should know about using beta? The only risk that I can know of is it still is in beta, so there are features that are being added. And I do believe that there may or may not be migration to the general release. I believe that the files that you're building now will come over, but I'm not fully confident on that. So because it is in beta and not wide release, I would say play around in here, experiment, learn the process. But here is a disclaimer. If you're using any of the text to image or any of the Firefly tools, those are not safe for commercial use yet, but are intended to be safe for commercial use. Continuing on, are there any risks? Got that one. Hey, great to see you both. What's up? How do you import text on a curve from Photoshop to Express without losing the curved text? Ooh, that's a good question.
Oh, I haven't run into that issue.
Yeah, so the answer is I am not sure what would happen there, but I can come into text and I can actually add text if we want to hop to my screen. And we can say big sale. And then we can just come over here, and I believe that we can go to shape right here, and we can put this in a circle. In the current version of Adobe Express, the wide release, there actually is options to put it on the curve. I believe, again, it is beta, so if there's something that you see in the current version of Express that's not here, it might be on the way. So be looking out for new updates as we go.
Yeah.
Alex,
Yes,
for
sir.
$375, are
Okay.
infographic templates available in the Adobe Express beta?
I don't know the answer to that.
I think yes. There are tons and tons and tons of templates. All you need to do is come over here and we can pick where we want to go. So I think we want a flyer, and you can do browse templates.
Yeah.
And then I can just search from templates over here. So let's try infographic. Hit enter, and yeah, there are a couple infographics in here. And as you can see, thousands of more templates are on the way. Once we're out of beta, you can see right there.
Yeah, and if you see something, or if you have ideas around things that you want to make or turn into templates, like infographics, feel free to do it and then add it to the world.
Yes. Someone asking, can I upload to Flickr from Express? You can go to download and then just do PNG here, and then you could upload that. Not directly, but you could download it and upload. Last question we probably have time for. Can I export the Adobe Express to my phone Adobe Express on my CPU? No, right now they are two different. So we are in the Adobe Express beta, which is the desktop experience. It is only a desktop experience. The mobile experience is a bit different. So you can't go back and forth right now. It is just the beta for you to experience, play around with. But if you are making things in the general release of Adobe Express, it will sync to the Adobe Express app on your phone as well. All right. Time flew by. That was a lot, but all right, let's see. Oh, you doing an extra little page here?
I was just,
play around.
I can't stop. When I'm in Express, I'm just like, I gotta go to the next thing and do
Yes.
another social graphic and another. It's just
You kind of just go.
you just can't stop.
I get it.
It's too addicting.
Yeah, so Thanks for joining us. If you have more questions, do you know when Express will be live? I don't. It is in beta now. Eventually is the answer that I have to give you. I'm so sorry. But it will be on the way. Adobe's trying to give everybody a little insight to what's in the pipeline. You can see this in Firefly. You can see this in the Photoshop beta. You can see this over here in Adobe Express beta. We're trying to give you a little look at what's coming down the pipeline. So it's for you to play around with, try some new stuff. And Alex, as we close out,
yes.
Any advice for the creatives that are hopping into Adobe Express to get started?
I think my recommendation is play around with it, have fun with it. I think it's going to open up your kind of whole creative world with all the assets and starting points and templates that you can use to start working with it. So yeah, just have fun in Express, enjoy it, play around with it and see like where the limits of the tool are and how you can incorporate it into your workflow to deliver work quicker for yourself and for your clients.
Yep. So, of things when they're playing around with it, what are your favorite things that they should explore with the Adobe Express beta?
Oh man, I think any of the Gen AI stuff, like Firefly incorporated into it, is really exciting and fun. It gives you a lot of options. I really love the new type tools features. If you've used Express in the past, the way that the type and text tools have been changed are really therapeutic for me.
Yes.
So I think those are my kind of favorite ones, are like type, shapes, libraries, Firefly. Did I just list off everything except for video?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And which I think is mine. So mine is the animation stuff. Go play around with the animation, the voiceover, and the music are the things that are the newest, funnest pieces for me. So go play around with all of that. Let us know what you're creating. Hashtag Adobe Express, or you can even tag us on Instagram at Adobe Live. You can go follow over there. And you also can subscribe to us on YouTube to get more content for you. If you're just joining, oh yes, there it is right there. If you're just joining for the boot camp this week, we have so much more. We have content from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. every single day here on Adobe Live. Make sure that you subscribe, come back for more content. And I believe later today, we'll be live doing some fun stuff with AI.
At noon.
At noon. So come back.
Pacific.
Noon Pacific time, we'll be back with some AI, the future, creating branding mockups, I believe. Mockups for
AI. We're going to be using AI.
Yes, the future. So
brand mockups.
We'll see you there. Thanks, everybody. Leave your comments or questions in the comments if you need them, and we'll see you later. Bye.